Hey, what's going on, guys? Jeremy here, and guess what, guys? It's fucking story time. Decided to do it in my kitchen this time instead because I got natural lighting. It's less harsh. I don't look, as blown out and fucking stupid. Plus, you get to see my sweet Gryffindor titties. So today's video is going to be titled "The Time Jeremy Got a Boner While Giving a Book Report." So, alright. So, it was about 8th grade, so about like 14, 15 years old, you know what I mean? And so I had a book report to do. And if anybody knows me, you know that I love books, I love to read, everything about it, all about that life, you know what I'm saying? So I was like really about this. So I read this book, I don't remember what book it was, but I think it was Aragon actually is what it was, I think. And it was like maybe like science fiction or like fantasy book, hell yeah, about that shit. But so I do this book report and I'm really excited. We have to do the report in front of the class, you know what I'm saying? And, for any of you who have siblings, what I'm going to talk about right now is called hand-me-downs. So, my brother's like only 16 months older than me, so I always got his hand-me-down clothes. So they were always a little bit bigger than me, and I always had to wear like belts and like baggy shirts and shit like that, which was, not really the best situation for any kid growing up, especially when you're 15, but, you live with it. And so, I'm sitting there in class, and it's my turn to come up, give my book report and stuff like that. And so I come up and I sit down and I'm just like, really excited because I'm giving my book report. And so I start talking about this book, what it was about, what I learned, and all that shit. And all of a sudden, like, I'm looking around the class and I can see like all these 14-year-old girls snickering at me, like just real quiet, just like laughing and shit. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, like, soon enough, like, the whole class is kind of, like, really, like, whisper laughing at me, right? And I was like, it was really, really off-putting, very weird. But I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna leave it be. And so, I finished my report. Teacher's like, thanks, Jeremy, that was a great report, whatever, go take your seat. So I get up, go sit in my seat, whatever. And I lean to my buddy, I'm like, hey, man, what was going on? Like, why is everybody laughing at me? You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you look like you had a boner the whole time. And it was like, it fucking hit me. So, for those of you who've ever worn jeans with a belt, right? If you sit down, the belt will actually push the fabric of your jeans down. And so what it did was, like, it had created this little hump, like, right above my crotch. And so, not only were they laughing at me for the fact that they thought I had a boner, but they were laughing at me because of the thought that I had a really tiny boner. So not only did I apparently get a boner in the middle of giving a book report, but I had like the littlest penis in this entire school, right? And bear in mind, like, at this point in my life, I had just moved to this school. So I'd been there for maybe 3-4 months tops. I didn't really know a whole lot of people. And so, this is not something you want to establish your, reputation with at a new school, is the fact that, this motherfucker gets, boners giving book reports and he's got a tiny little dick. This is not cool, right? And so I wasn't really mortified by the fact that I had, they thought I had gotten a boner in the middle of class, which, it happens. I'm 25 years old now. It still happens now. Like, a fucking cool breeze hits me the right way. I'm like, ooh, I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? But, it wasn't the fact that I got a boner, or they thought I got a boner or whatever. It was the fact that they had thought it was so tiny. Because that, as a 14, 15-year-old kid, your reputation is everything. And especially when you're a 14, 15-year-old boy, the way girls see you is incredibly important. And so the fact that every girl in my English class was just sitting there laughing at me because I had a tiny little boner was just the most horrendous fucking experience ever. And it fucked with me for the whole rest of the year, to the point where we had to give another report or something like that later that year. And I actually had to say a disclaimer, listen, I'm not getting a boner. I'm not getting a boner. My dick's just fine, and it's not tiny. Damn it, it's not small. And it was just an awful experience, and it was so embarrassing. I was mortified for fucking months about that shit, and it stuck with me for a long time. And I figured you guys would definitely get a kick out of that. But yeah, so this has been story time, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna do this every Tuesday and Thursday. So I'm going to try to make these videos a little shorter. The last two have been about 10 minutes long. I'm sure you guys aren't as super happy about seeing fucking 10-minute long videos. You don't want to watch the whole thing because that's a lot of time. But if you guys like this series, please, like, subscribe, give me some comments, feedback again would be great. And I'll see you guys again on Thursday. for story time. All right, thanks, guys. Catch you later.